The little ones just told me we're going to win Challenger D1 this weekend. Heard it here first. Yes, guys, what is going on? Welcome to episode 33 of the Sorare Challenger Road to Glory. Hope you're all doing super well. Let me know in the comment section how you got on this past weekend. As always, there'll be a couple of cards given away in the comment section. Just leave your Sorare gallery name, leave a like on the video. And if you are new around here, please do subscribe. Another quick little plug, if you are completely new to Sorare and you are yet to sign up and you are looking to do so, there's a link in the description that will help you out. Get you some free market credits once you've bought your first couple of cards from the auctions or instant buy. Now, I'm all Sorare out today. I've got my Sorare Rivals. I need to just show, yeah, there we go. Sorare Rivals shirt on. RIP Rivals, of course. Fits pretty nice. Probably need to lose a bit of timber to make it look a little bit better, but that's besides the point. The point is to review last weekend's game week 66. And I'll be honest, there's been a lot of pain recently. Even though we've made a few additions, we're sort of knocking on the door. We just haven't been as successful as I would have liked. Game's hard. Like, the game is hard, and that's a good thing, I think. I don't think the game should be easy, which I think a lot of you would probably agree with. But we didn't get success in the form of cash this weekend, but we did get success in the form of a promotion into D1, which is massive. It didn't come from this lineup, though. This was my best lineup on paper. Visca gives a penalty away with 32 AA. Van Bergen did what, we kind of asked him to do coming into the gallery. We bought two of him. We played both, but we played both in the wrong lineup looking back on, in hindsight. Incredible score. For like a 50 pence card, he's been absolutely insane. And yeah, 20, I'm getting worried about 20, heading into the final games of the Eredivisie season. Was this my second best or third best on paper? I think it was my second best. If you hear my little baby in the background, lads, trying to chat with me in the background. And yeah, we played Van Bergen in here again, the second lineup. Koopmeiners captain, okay, like he was probably the highest scoring all-around score after Van Bergen. But yeah, of course, we did get promoted with this lineup here. The flipping Dender boys, man. Finally, the double defensive stack comes in 1-0 at home to Westerlo. We get our captaincy right. But flipping Dan Ross, he's been an absolute disappointment, to say the least, all season, hasn't he, for us? If I just played one of my flipping Van Bergens in here, but I wouldn't have done it because, well, I don't know. Obviously, I was probably thinking, which classic card should I play? Because you can, of course, do 4 and 1. But, man, if I'd have played Van Bergen in there, what are you looking at? Another 50 odd points. I easily walk into the cash, which would only be £2.60, but that's 10% of what we put into the series. So that is still huge. I'm not downplaying the £2.60 or whatever it would be. We wouldn't have got into the £6 because, yeah, 70 odd points would have been too much. Maybe had we captained Van Bergen, it might have looked a bit different. But anyway, the most important thing is, lads, finally getting to bloody D1. I've been waiting for this for a while, and we finally are in here. And it's really kicked my arse in gear, to be honest, to try and win it. Like, I know probably sounds ludicrous because we don't have the most collection bonuses on our cards and whatever, which is fair enough. But I do believe I can build a 5 this weekend that is, can compete with D1. Now, let's not forget, D1, I think the top prize is $1,300, if I'm not mistaken. Let me have a quick look at Challenger. What is it? D1 Limited. Honestly, I'm pretty sure it's $1,300. When I'm buying cards for 2-3 quid, I can justify at this point because the expected value and the actual amount that you can win, even second and third, is ridiculous. Down to fifth, $100 would be absolutely insane. And I know it's very unlikely. There's 1,300 people in here. I get it, but one of us has to win. And like I said, I think I can build a team this weekend that can genuinely compete, and that makes me really excited. So I have brought in an addition. We tinkered with the idea of bringing him in a few weeks ago, and I bottled it. But he is finally in the gallery. Loic Lapoussin, who plays for St. Trudens in the Belgium League. Someone just instant bought him for £3.34, and just seeing there, I bought him a day ago for just under £1 of that value, so £2.45. He's a midfielder. He's in season, of course. Brahimi ended up starting on the weekend and scoring really, really well. I mean, he's more back than he was, previously, right? This was their result away to Beerschot. Unbelievable. Just an absolute sea of green. And look at that. Brahimi, 30 all-around score. Big chance created. It seems like he's maybe getting back into his groove. He didn't start the last 2 games before this one. And so, yeah, add in a Lapoussin, who has been taking a lot of the set pieces from Brahimi, which has been quite annoying. We've had to bring him in. So as you can see there, Brahimi's taken Out of the last 5 games, 5 corners, and Lapusin's taken 9. So if we can have a monopoly on those, that can only be a good thing, I think. And the fixture we have this weekend for them is really tasty. So £2.45 added into the spread. Sorry, £2. That should be £2.45, shouldn't it? Not 24. Okay, so spreadsheet has been updated, as you can see. A sea of red, which is, it's not a shock at this point in the season. I completely get it. Last week, our gallery value was £29.99. This week, what are you saying? I think you might be having a poo. Maybe too much information there. But gallery value right now is just under 32 quid. But that is because I brought in Lapusin. Had I taken that away, we're basically like £1 down from last weekend as far as all the prices go. We're in a fine enough position. 10 quid in the balance. We spend £2 odd on Lapusin, so I can kind of get rid of the spreadsheet. That doesn't really mean too much to us right now. But yeah, I'm really hoping for a massive 100 because they are playing Courtrai, who he scored 100 against not too long ago, and they're at home again. So I'm hoping it's one of those, we've seen it previously. He's played against the team, obviously, a couple of times already this season, but I'm just hoping for a very similar result, i.e. they score 4 goals, Brahimi and Lapusin get, stuck into that. We'll have a look at the matchups then before we get going into some lineup building. So at the top, we've got Ajax at home to Nek Brada. 77% win percentage. I'm not too worried about Ajax stacks, really. Like, they can obviously score pretty well. Don't get it twisted. But I don't know. I'm just not that worried about them. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just not too worried about it, to be honest. Bobby can score in a brothel. And I don't know. I'm just not that worried about that at all. Then what have we got after that? Fenerbahce just played last night against Galen, lost 2-1 against Trabzonspor. It's not that easy of a game, I don't think. Kayserispor, not worried about that. No in-season cards. 20 in 4th against Fortuna Sittard, which is, hopefully one of the best matchups for us this weekend and one that we'll definitely be trying to utilise. Herenveen's at home to Willem 2, so hopefully Max Koa can do pretty well there. Sporting are at home against Braga, but Braga are a good team. I'm not too worried about that. USG away to Ghent. Again, I think it's going to be a pretty soft challenger week, judging off this. And then there's our boys, St. Truden at home to Courtrai. 51% win percentage isn't crazy high, but it's enough for, our forwards to hopefully get a couple of goals there and a few assists. But genuinely, it feels like a really open week in challenger. So if we get into some lineup building then, 3 goalies as usual, 1 at home, 2 away. But we know that then the boys can do the business regardless of where they're playing. The Kaizen and Hercules beat 20 last week, so away to Walwick, I don't think it's even that bad of a fixture. But unfortunately, I'm always a sucker for a home fixture, aren't I, lads? And Fortuna at home for 20, it's very hard to turn down, And then the conundrum probably will end up being, do I defensive stack with Van Rouge, who just hasn't been on it recently, but those home games, he can and does really normally do quite well. Can we get something like that? I know the most recent one wasn't great, but that was against Feyenoord. I'm not expecting the world there. Okay, he didn't really do well here, which is a worry, especially in a 2-0 win. Does Mats Kola edge him, potentially? So obviously we're going to play Lapusin because he's our new signing, and why wouldn't we want to play our new shiny toy? The next conundrum is, do we play Brahimi with Lapusin, because I'm a sucker for an attacking stack, or do we go with Van Bergen, man, at home to NEC? There's no reason why he couldn't go off there. The odds are very similar. This is what's going to kill me here. If I don't go Brahimi will probably end up doing an 80. If I don't go Van Bergen probably does an 80. So I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't, I think. It's a tough one. I know he's not predicted to start there on Sorare. But if we go over to Predictify, the predictions over there are normally pretty good. Brahimi's on an 80 here, which I do kind of agree with. He played well last week. I don't think there's any reason why you would change the front 3. So that, I'm not really worried about it saying, he's on the bench there. I think he'll play. It's not so much, do I think he'll play? It's, do I think he'll outscore Mitchell Van Bergen? That's the big thing for me. How have NEC been doing recently? They conceded 3 against AZ, which is fair enough. They beat Utrecht away. They lost a go-ahead at home. Away, they lose to 20. They drew with Feyenoord. They're no mugs. That's going to kill me, that one. Genuinely. I'm going to play Van Bergen for now, because I'm not going to call him the safer option, but I just do think he is a better play for now, in my brain. Kola, genuinely, I just think I don't know. I don't want to call him more of a, I can't say he's got more of a peak in him than Van Rouge, because he doesn't. Van Rouge has got 100s and 91s in his recent 15. Kola, it doesn't. So I can't really, sort of give that to him. I think he's a bit more consistent, I would argue, but consistency doesn't win you things. Peak scores do. And so I think I'm going to go Van Rouge in there. And then it all comes down to the extra player, which genuinely could be one of 3 or 4 players. It could be Kola, obviously, double defense. It could be Michael Vlap, who scored well last week, clearance off the line randomly, but we take those. We could go with a classic card in here, in theory, because we've got 4 in season so far. Visca's away from home, so he's not really in contention. Cham's been on the duty recently. Again, he's not in contention. I don't know. Even, mind you, Patrice played really well last game for St. Truden. Yeah, scored 30 AA, but I don't really think he works here. It's basically, we either go Brahimi, Vlap, or Kohler. Let me know in the comments who you would go for. I'm tempted just to keep it as Vlap for now, and I'm definitely giving Lapoussin the captaincy. I love how Van Bergen's in a 20 top there. I know he's on loan or whatever, just aesthetically looks quite nice there. 87 rated first team is really tasty. I genuinely think that team could compete. Like, I don't think there's a reason why it can't. The only reason would be if somebody has the exact same team as me, but has better collection score or collection bonus. Let's go De Kaiser in goal then. Kohler is definitely going to play as our main defender. Does Brahimi... Wow, we could even... I don't know. Like, do I want to demote Brahimi down to the last lineup? I mean, he's gone from being in contention to the first lineup to potentially being demoted to the last. Koopman is at home to Feyenoord. I don't think it's great. I think De Kaiser probably gets in there, doesn't he, away to Warwick. And then we could play a classic card. We could go Dan Rotz, who's been shocking. El Karauni's away to go ahead. It's not amazing, is it? Mirani, obviously playing with De Kaiser, but I don't think I want a defensive stack here. We could go Brahimi, but does that leave us stuck with... No, that leaves us okay for forwards, I think, because we've still got Banza. Yeah, we've still got Brekalo. I'm not too worried about that. Let's do Brahimi in there then, and let's captain Kohler. Still a solid second team. Like, I'm not worried about that in the slightest. And then for the third team, I know I always disrespect them, but the Dender boys are coming in third. Meculan are a decent team. Like, I don't want to not disrespect them, but they could easily go and score 2 or 3 against Dender here. So it's one of them where I can't prioritise the Dender lads here, unfortunately. I think Rotz eventually gets in here, and then I'm probably just going to throw El Karauni in there. Give him the armband. It's not the best team in the world. I do want to just double check some of these predictions, though, just in case I've missed anything. So the Dender lads, we've got Ferraro in there, Cools and Royson, fine. So Kohlert's in, which is great. Let's just check if Koopman is in. Koopman is in. Oh, the 20 team was updated 11 minutes ago. This is perfect. So Van Rooyen, Unestalin, and Vlapin, and Rotzin. Did I win any Essence last week? I'm pretty sure I did, because I got promoted. So we won 500 XP from this lineup, and then we did win 5 Essence. So right now, because I'm doing an MLS Road to Glory, this Essence is a little bit muddled up, which is annoying. But like, I won't craft until I have 20 Challenger Essence or 20 MLS Essence to even that out. Yeah, there's no way around it until this Road to Glory ends and the MLS one sort of just continues playing. But yeah, we did win a bit of XP. So what I am going to do, I am going to I'm going to export these teams. Okay, so we only have 369 XP to actually spend. I think 88 of that has to go on Van Bergen, and I think the other 200 odd goes on Lapoussin. I think that one's quite easy to decide there. That means Lapoussin's a level 8 now, or not level 8, but 8 XP, as is one of our Van Bergens. Let me just check if I have any Friday Jeopardy, because I really hope we don't. Saturday, Sunday. Oh, Colette plays Friday. Oh, Jesus. That's put me off even more now, not playing him in my best lineup, to be completely honest with you. And then Saturday, and the Dender boys play Friday. Jesus, this could be a busy Friday for us. The little ones just told me we're going to win Challenger D1 this weekend. Heard it here first. A bit of baby luck. But yeah, all the best this weekend, lads. Leave your Sorare gallery names in the comments. I'll give away a couple of cards as usual. I wish you all the best for the weekend. Have a great day, and I shall see you guys in the next one.